speed with which you drive your car is the speed that is used to assemble it, thanks to huge yellow robots at the Hyundai plant in Sriperambudur.
It's exhilarating to maneuver a piece of steel designed to do whatever you ask of it. Fascinating, isn't it? That for some of us, a machine can give so much happiness that it makes you forget all things evil. And since we're on the topic of cars, by evil we mean Chennai roads.
If I enjoy driving a car so much, will I go into overdrive if I get to see how one is actually made? Well, to test that theory, I've come all the way to Sriperambudur, where Hyundai has its own car manufacturing plant. Now, I've been told that the USP of this plant is the cutting-edge technology that one finds every turn one makes. Well, I guess I just have to find out firsthand.
This is where it all begins, the press shop, where steel gets uncoiled, cut, piled, compressed to any shape desired, like the rear door or the bonnet. Hyundai makes all its 6 brands at this factory: Santro, Getz, i10, Verna, Sonata and i20. Depending on market needs, the management decides on a daily basis how many models need to be made. From here, the different parts of a car's body go into second gear and enter the body shop, the exact place where man exits, machine takes over.
If you haven't watched the movie Transformers, don't worry, because at the body shop, you will find these huge yellow robots that look like they're straight out of Michael Bay's blockbuster. Now, these shiny pieces of metal are so intelligent, it's almost as if they have a brain of their own.
One batch of robots weld all body parts to put together the car skeleton. Once these big guys are done, another set of robots with laser sensors inspect the welding and joints at 81 different points in the car's body. And if any defect turns up on the monitor, out it goes to get fixed immediately, but this time by lesser mortals called men. The Hyundai plant works round the clock with an almost zero defect rate. However, even robots can tire, which is why every 90 minutes the employees and their machine friends take a break, refresh and get back on the job.
The robots do a very precision work. They do a consistent work. Their repeatability and the quality of endurance is very good. And we also have certain signals given to us about the non-conformance of the product. So immediately we stop and do the required rectification. And also the robots act in such a manner it is always safe to the people who are operating in the line. The robots have got the flexibility to be programmed for any sequencing. The sequencing is, I can have multiple choice. I can have 4 Santros, 1 Accent. I can have 7 Santro and 1 Verna, depending on the marketing requirement.
It takes around 19 hours for a car to be made from scratch to finish at this plant, out of which 8.5 hours just goes in painting the car. Now, because of security and hygiene reasons, we've not been invited into the paint shop. So it's onward ho to the assembly line.
My paint shop is restricted because it's a very, very dust-free zone. Any contamination, any particle can create a contamination on the surface of the body, which normally gets baked.
Once the cars have been dolled up, it's time for them to be assembled and prepped up for the final drive. At the assembly line, we finally spot civilization. Men standing on a conveyor belt, fix screws, fit in dashboards, adjust mirrors and the works. The marriage between the chassis and the engine happens at the chassis line. And before you know it, it's time to bid farewell to the bride once you fit in the wheels, the steering wheel, logo and the seats. But before this car hits the roads, it has to pass some very serious tests. Around 600 professional drivers make a living at the Hyundai car plant test driving cars for noise, vibration, harness, steering balance, rattle, ABS and a lot more.
It's a technological whirlwind that I experienced all day at the plant today, but now is not the time to talk about that, because now is the time for me to strap up and do something which comes absolutely naturally to me: drive.